Hey everybody, Kyle here, Diesel Power Products. It's the big day for the new Ford. As you can see behind me, we got it up on the lift, and it's time to announce the company we've partnered with. Brand new suspension line that has been acquired by S&B Suspension. They have acquired one up and has now rebranded it to S&B. We've got an awesome kit going on this. No, I'm not doing the install. Come on, you're crazy. We've brought in the big guns. We've got a special guest here in-house for this install, and the one and only Dave Chappelle in the shop working with him. So let's get to it.
Hey, it's Ryan with S&B. We're up here at Diesel Power today, getting started on our install. We are now going to rip the axle basically out of this truck and start taking everything out, stock parts that we're going to be replacing. So we'll show you, this is our fully loaded 4.5-inch kit going in here. So there's a lot to replace. We'll kind of show you the step-by-step as we get going through that, as well as the end product here at the end. Without further ado, we'll turn it over to Dave here and keep ripping more apart. It stayed with the perch and was just hanging like.
These lower perches get replaced with an adjustable version, I guess. Let's see if yeah, we have like salt and nasty ruts up here, so.
All right, we're chugging along on the install. Let's get an update, Ryan.
Yes, we got our radius arm drops installed here. Radius arms in, track rod bracket, the new pitman arm. We're hanging our sway bar relocate brackets too. So really, we've got all the factory parts out. We've started putting in the new S&B parts. We're through the slow part of this install. The rest of this should take shape really quickly.
Meanwhile, while the boys were hard at work on Kyle's truck, he was busy catching rays and getting a red tan.
So underneath the truck, we just got our S&B Steady Track system installed here, and this is kind of what sets our suspension systems apart from everyone else on the market. And so what we're doing here is bolting an ATS stabilizer rigid to the pitman arm. So we've replaced the pitman arm, we've got a new drag link to accommodate that, and then we get this great ATS fully adjustable stabilizer that's mounted to the pitman arm. So no matter where we are in the suspension cycle, through, you know, whether you hit a bump or whatever, this stabilizer never moves. There's a factory stabilizer mounted in this hole right here, and every bump that stabilizer is basically fighting the suspension as it comes up and tries to compress that stabilizer, whereas we're never going to have that here. So fully adjustable ATS, rigid mounted to the pitman arm, replace the pitman arm itself, pitman arm nut, and then we replace the bracket over here to mount this in here. Great system, nothing else drives like it. Keeps the wheel real steady in your hand and gets rid of all bump steer.
What's ATS stand for?
Adjustable through shaft, maybe?
It's something about through shaft, maybe it is adjustable.
I don't know, that's a good question. So we're installing our adjustable coil levelers right now, and this is another unique feature of our suspension kits. So this is a factory lower perch, and it's just a cast piece right here. We remove these from the axle, and what that reveals is this boss. You can see it right here in front of the knuckle. And so all the trucks in the factory, if you measure your ride height left to right, front to back, it's not perfectly level. So if you put 3-inch springs in it or 3.5-inch springs in it, you know, it might still be off by 1/2 inch just due to the weight distribution in the truck and other things with how the suspension works. So we replace that factory perch with our adjustable coil leveler. This is a spring seat on top here, which replaces the purchase job. This is a brake line management tab, and then we've got these two large heat-treated retaining nuts here, and that gives us anywhere from 0 to 3 inches of lift with just this. So this, we're putting a 4.5-inch kit in. We're gonna do about 3.5 inches worth of springs today, and then we'll get our last inch out of this. What that lets us do is once we set the truck on the ground and put the rear blocks in, we'll measure everything, and then we can come back real quickly and adjust the front ride height so it's perfectly level with our blocks and level side to side. So we've pretty much wrapped up the front end kit here. All we have left is to do some line management for our vacuum lines and whatnot. But we've got a radius arm drop, our billet radius arms here, gonna allow for maximum tire clearance, adjustable caster at the bottom, and a point to mount our limit straps. We went with our S&B steady valve shocks here. These are Fox HTOs with our valving in them. And then we've got our lift springs, adjustable coil levelers right underneath, and then moving forwards, the actual steady track system itself, bolting this ATS stabilizer to the pitman arm. We've got our new pitman arm nut. We've got a new track rod bracket, our S&B track rod down here. We've got our sway bar relocate kit with the new end links and adapters, and our upgraded bump stops, installing our brake line drops right now, and then that's gonna be it for the front end on this 24 F-250.
Well, it's going to do the opposite of the pinion too. We got the rear lift blocks in place. We got the Torx bar mounts all on the frame and on the axle. Now we got to lower it down, get it on its weight, and then we can measure for the Torx bars, adjust those out, get them in place, and then I think it's pretty much done at that point.
All right, that's a wrap, everybody, on the suspension. We got the front buttoned up, we got the rear buttoned up. By we, I mean Ryan and Dave. Ryan, I cannot thank you enough. Appreciate you guys coming by. Huge shout out to S&B. Make sure you check out their suspension. It's awesome. It is on our website now, so go check that out and pick one of those up for your rig. For right now, well, we need some wheels and tires. So right now, suspension's done, off to alignment. We're gonna go give it a test drive. Next time you see us, we'll be with wheels and tires. Okay, it's time for side quest mission. All right, we got day 2, S&B came in, threw the suspension on in one day. Well, we came in today, Dave's gone, I don't know where he's at, his tools are locked, but I've got Bo, so that's awesome. So we've got S&B cold air intake, we've got MBRP exhaust, really common parts you're gonna throw at a truck, especially right out of the gate for first upgrades. We're gonna get a lot more airflow with the S&B intake. The MBRP exhaust is gonna help get that airflow out. It does outflow your stock exhaust, so there is some benefits to these DPF back systems. And of course, we had to go black. Why not? Everything else is black on the truck, so it's gonna look great as well. So that being said, we gotta find tools, and we're gonna go try and throw this on. Ready?
Let's get after it.
Let's do it.
So S&B has this optional airbox plug that you can decide to either put on your intake or not. Some prefer to put it on and some don't. If you don't put it on, it just increases airflow for your intake system. And we are deciding not to run it. All right, I think that's every last step. S&B cold air intake installed, as always, super easy.
We got the MBRP exhaust cut, fit to length, and installed on the back. Now we're off to wheels and tires. Let's get it. What do you guys think? It's done. I love it. I'm super stoked on this build so far. We got the wheels and tires on finally after our little side missions and a couple delays, but wanted first and foremost to give a huge shout out to S&B. You guys, their suspension line is now on our website. Make sure you go check it out because this truck rides absolutely phenomenal. Really happy with what they did in the steering, but also every other aspect of this kit is on point and it rides like a dream. So huge shout out to S&B and Ryan over there for coming up, spending the day with us. Getting this installed in one day was nothing short of amazing, and I could not be happier with the suspension on this truck. As far as wheels and tires go, as you can see, we didn't do black. I wanted this thing to pop a little bit. So we went with the Bronze Method 305 and we paired that up with the Nitto Recon Grappler in a 37-13-5 R17. Went with the 17 because I want a little bit more sidewall for a little bit more cushion as far as ride quality goes. Did the S&B intake, we did the MBRP exhaust, which looks awesome. It did their armor series, so it's black, kind of matches the truck theme. And that intake helps open up the lungs on this truck. We get a lot more airflow coming in. So far that has been, again, awesome. Everything from S&B has been great. MBRP, Method, all top quality brands that we're super happy with. And that's it for this. I'm just kidding, we're not done. We got plenty more stuff. We got accessories. We got to pop the hood on this thing, see what we can do to get a little bit more horsepower out of it. So that being said, we got a couple more things we're gonna do, a couple more phases to this build. We don't have a name for it yet. If you guys want to drop a name for the truck in the comments, if we decide to pick the name that you guys decide or you comment on, I'm gonna throw you a swag pack. Hat, t-shirt, stickers, keychain, what have you. Now, it's time to move on to more fun stuff on this truck. Again, thank you S&B for coming out, getting this done in one day. And until next time, guys, we're gonna either dive into those accessories or pop the hood. We'll see you next time.